Okay, go. Now.
I'm Sarah Woodbury, and this is a walk and talk in the hills above the village of Llanfairfechen.
This isn't like the walk and talks we've been doing. We went for a nice walk yesterday, and we didn't record a lot of us talking during the walk, so we're talking after the walk.
That's right.
Instead.
This is the walk that we did above the village of Llanfairfechen.
So Llanfairfechen is a little village on the northeast side of Menai Strait. Unfortunately, I've been a little sick. You might be able to tell I have a little bit of a cold remaining. So we haven't been doing as much walking as we wanted. And on this day, it had been raining all morning, and we were just so tired of not going out, we decided we were going to risk it and do this little 5-mile loop. And as you can see, it was pretty wet for most of the walk. Sarah had discovered this walk.
By Googling it, I was actually looking for the Roman milestone, which we still didn't see, and hopefully we'll go see on another walk.
Yes.
But this is we've talked about the Roman road and the prehistoric road that predated it at WT-3. And so Llanfairfechen, as we walk up out of the valley into the hills, we eventually reach this old Roman road. And so I was looking to walk past the Roman milestone. Walking to your left towards the base of Boel Lud, you'll discover remains of settlements, a burial mound, a burial chamber. This tumulus is situated in the flanks of Boel Lud and consists of a level, circular platform.
As often happens when Sarah and I are out walking, she has some literature. In this case, she had the write-up of the walk on her phone, and so she would read about what we were seeing as we were out walking around. So we stopped to see the Carnathy ponies here. And you'll hear her in the background reading the materials about what we were actually going to see while I was shooting video. So that's what these weird cut-ins with her reading in the background are. But as you can see, there were tons of ponies up here. We probably saw easily over 100 throughout the entire walk.
You discover old settlements and a burial chamber. Looking ahead from location 4, you can see WT-3, the Pass of the Two Stones, which features an ancient legend. Just beyond the further of the two stones, on the right-hand side, there's a large cairn known as Bar Clwyadda Gawras, the giantess apronful. How come we've never seen that? The story is that the stones were dropped from the apron of a giantess as she and her husband were journeying to Ireland. To your right, you will see a multicellular sheep pen. This is a unique type found only on this side of the Carnathy between Llanfairfechen and Bethesda. They're about 200 years old and were used by the farmers to sort out sheep when they shared a common sheep walk. In the distance on this shot and the last one, you can see a stone enclosure up ahead of us. That's a 200-year-old sheep pen unique to this region of Gwynedd, where they sorted sheep. One of the cool things about this walk, and the reason we wanted to do it, is the landscape is literally littered with stone sites, whether they're 200 years old like the sheep pen, or burial chambers, or hut circles.
Or you're about to see something called an arrow stone. This here, and it was used for shaping stone arrowheads. And you can see the lines that have been scribed into it from rubbing.
Whatever, honing the stone arrowheads.
Yeah. This shot actually is a great demonstration of kind of the landscape we're walking through. In the 3+ hours of our walk, we didn't see another person.
That's pretty unusual, even in a rainy March day.
So the ponies, you can see, look pretty bedraggled here. And Sarah, I think we did a video about the Carnivai ponies previously.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that we learned in doing it is that they have some natural resistance to moisture, which allows them not to be covered like perhaps a domesticated pony would have to be to withstand the amount of rain and wet that they experience up here in the hills.
As we walked around up here, we walked up almost all the way to Boca del Vine. We were probably a quarter of a mile from the pass itself, and we've done a video about Boca del Vine in the past as well. And the pass is actually a prehistoric road and then was a Roman road.
So there's the arrow stone where they're honing arrowheads, and then a little bit further on, we'll see another stone, this one, which looks like a board game, which in fact, I think it was a game called Nine Men's Morris.
Yes.
Which involves stones and counters.
So as I was saying before, this old road came right down to the Menai Strait there. And you can see how high we are here in this shot because you see the ponies in the foreground, and in the background it almost looks like the sky, but then you can see the ships that are queued up actually to probably heading for Liverpool that time. You're going to see the Menai Strait again here in this shot. Go ahead,
These
Sarah.
are the Lavan Sands. So the road through the Boca del Vine, the Pass of Two Stones, that the ancients built and the Romans improved, would end here, where they would then walk across the Menai Strait on the Lavan Sands at low tide to Llanfairfechen, which was one of the biggest towns in Wales, which was a trading port.
Yeah. And interestingly, it had never occurred to us before, but the Lavan Sands really are just the alluvial fan of the Aber River. And here we are looping back around. We're under Dinas, the hill fort that we started out.
Dinas just means city, but it's interesting that that's just the name
of that hill fort, yeah. So after we finished this walk, we went looking around Llanfairfechen for a place to get dinner and struck out
twice,
on multiple occasions. And we thought it was really funny. We got routed by Google under this bridge. I don't know if you could see that. That's 6 foot high at the high point. So it's a good thing we're driving a really small car on this trip.
Instead of the vans we normally drive.
Yep. So that was our walk.
Yes, and it's we were talking while we were walking in the hills, but I hope you enjoyed this little trip we made. Thanks for watching my video. You can click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel to see more. There'll be a new video next week. If you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.